Good morning, apple connoisseurs. Here's the promised video of our west side. If I can kill this mosquito. There's a lot of those out. Anyway, this is our youngest one. It's the one I put out on the Quincux layout. You'll kind of see how they all line up. We have Arkansas Sweet here, just off the top of my head a few. Delstein, Mammoth Limber Twig, our new Elkhorn. Have a few Bonkers. That's a newer apple, but it's a good one. And I have a few that are just standard rootstocks that I'll come back and I'll bud something into them later this year. Captain Davis is over here. Anyway, these are young ones. Here in a second, we'll go over to the older side of the west side. On this side, we have a lot of our, at least older apple trees. This is Smoky Mountain Limber Twig. Here we have, not fire blight. That's damage from the cicada invasion we had. I appreciate everything, but I'm glad to see them go for 13 years. Here we have Kentucky Limber Twig. It hasn't made for us yet, but now it's supposed to be a very nice apple. Time will tell. This is our Bonkers tree, the older one. It has a good set. It's a newer disease-resistant apple, and it's a good one. That's Ben Davis. It's much maligned older apple, but it's in a lot of our apples' pedigrees, and since they used to grow it so much in Arkansas, we are too. I believe this is our Ashford's Limber Twig. It had just a few for us to try last year, but it's got a decent set, this one. McAfee, that's another older apple. You can see I've got it tied every which way. B118, I do not like those rootstocks. You hear me gripe about that a lot. Here is Freedom. It's another newer one. It had just a few last year, but it's got a nice set. This year, again, no fire blight. It's just where they lay their eggs. The cicadas, they make a mess. These are world famous Tull apples. Big thanks to a good friend Roy Wilson and the Duval family, the Kopic family also. They gave us access to their Tull trees so that not only us, but everyone could have a Tull tree if they wanted to. These come off for us in October, and they were wonderful. We had just a few last year. We kept every one. That's Senator, another really good older Arkansas apple. This is David Benschotter's Arkansas Beauty apple tree. He was kind enough to send us sign wood from it years ago, and it's its first really decent crop, so we'll get to try those this year. We do have the Arkansas Beauty also, if anyone follows along on us, that we've got from Sid in California, that his family have grown it for well over 100 years. This is Victoria Limber Twig. Had a few last year, but I don't know if we got a little frost here, because also my brushy Mountain Limber Twig only has a few after having a really, really big bloom set. All right here at the bottom of the orchard. Cherryville Black's the same way. It had a good bloom, but we only had a few apples set. Maybe a touch of a frost pocket. This is our Pitmiston pineapple. And yes, that is fire blight. But just a little bit. So hopefully it won't be enough to eventually kill it. Here is Terry Winter. It's another good late apple. Our Canard's Choice. That is Hall. This is another good apple. It's not an heirloom. It's a newer one. It is Priscilla. But we had just enough to sample a few last year, and I think they met with everyone's approval. We're going to finish her up with Rusty Coat. We didn't have many last year, but we have got a set. It's going to be late. It's a very late apple, but you can see it's another Another russet. There we go. If you like a russet apple, we have a few. Hope y'all have enjoyed the chur.